Part of my back.
Welcome. Good morning and welcome to the service of worship at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tucson. My name is Watercolor Golightly, and I will be your worship associate this morning. Today, our seated minister, Reverend Jamili Omar, is here. And today is Sunday. I think we all knew it was Sunday. February 8th, if you believe it or not. 2026. We say this every morning, every Sunday. Our community is striving to become as varied as the blooms of the Sonoran Desert. Have you seen them lately? They're popping up everywhere. The yellows, the purples. Whoever you are, wherever you've been, whoever you're going to become, we welcome you here to this place to be with us now. We welcome you and invite you to bring your whole self, even the parts that you might mask, hide, or not show all the time. All the parts are welcome here in the space on Sunday morning. On Sunday morning only, this sanctuary, the social hall, our parking lots, and our children's classrooms are open and welcoming spaces. All without invitation may come here. However, we have designated a number of areas that are private, even on Sunday morning. The private offices located behind you have big yellow signs on them that you might have noticed. These are private office and they're labeled. Entry to those spaces are by invitation only. That includes law enforcement. If someone here feels unsafe, ICE cannot enter those places without a judicial warrant. So if you do not feel safe and you need advantage of those spaces, we welcome and invite you to those spaces. You are invited. They are not. As we worship today, let us remain mindful of those that came before us. This land was stolen by displacement and genocide to the native people. We honor the O'odham, the Yaqui, and the Apache, and all those who came before whose names have been forgotten and lost by time. As Unitarian Universalists, the core value that we are honoring this week is justice. We work to be diverse and multicultural, beloved community where all can thrive. We covenant to dismantle racism and all forms of systemic oppression. We support the use of inclusive democratic processes to make decisions with our congregation and our association and society at large. This is how we honor justice as Unitarian Universalists. And now is the time to move more deeply into this pause of your week, the Sunday morning service. As we welcome you into our sacred place, please know, once again, everyone is welcome here. However you manage to get here, whatever your cultural background you claim, whatever your immigration status, whether you walked in, rolled in, skipped in, whatever your passage to this place was, we welcome and embrace whoever you are, whoever you love, however you identify your gender, and in whatever way you choose to express those things. You are welcome here. And we especially welcome any new visitors. If you are new and feeling up to it, we invite you to raise your hand if you are new or newer, so we can welcome you warmly. And now I have a brief question for you to discuss with your neighbor. Why did you come here today? Why is this so important for us to gather together? Take a moment, have a chat.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to service. Actually, this is our theme of the month, welcome, and particularly radical welcome and hospitality. And we're going to dig into that later in the service, but just for now, think of it as expanding our understanding of who is welcome in order to open wide the doors to those who find value in Unitarian Universalism. So opening the doors wide, radical welcome. So to get in the spirit, you are going to have a part in our welcome words this morning. Your part will be on the screen, and I'm going to invite Watercolor to help read those words. So I will read first, and then your part will be up here. So don't read it yet. I get to go first. Okay? So are we ready? Yes, Watercolor is going to read along with you. Good? Okay, so here we go with A Spacious Welcome by Sherry Woodbury. Welcome, who came in friendship, who long for genuine community. Now you all.
May you be graciously received here as your authentic self.
Excellent. Welcome, who came in curiosity full of questions or simply open.
May you embrace wonder and encounter new delights.
Welcome, who come heavy with fatigue, weary from the troubles of the world or the troubles of your particular life.
May you rest and be filled in this sacred space.
Welcome, who come with joy for flowing rivers and gentle breeze, for changing skies and great trees.
May the grace of the world be lasting current on you.
Welcome, who come with thanks for the altruism of the earth and the gift of human care.
May your grateful heart overflow and bless those around you.
Now all together, come, let us celebrate together this wondrous life. Come, let us worship together. So if you are at home and you have a candle or a chalice, please light it now as Watercolor lights our chalice here. And join me in these words by Julianne Leap. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a wisdom of warmth, of wisdom, and of welcoming multiple truths.
As you are able, would you rise and join in singing? Here we have gathered. It's 360 in the gray hymnal, but the words will also be projected on the screen.
Fire.
the green light. It's the green light that tells you it's on. Our earth is strong. It can hold our pain and our joy and our love and our anger. Our shared bowl, which we use for joys and sorrows each week, it's strong enough to hold the big rocks. Those symbolize our collective celebrations, our collective mournings. And also there are smaller stones that will be added by you. These signify our individual joys and sorrows. On a personal note, friends, I don't know where to begin. Lots of change. Every day I see people trying to make things better, though. So I celebrate the joy of people that speak up for what is right. The joy of those that will not bend to tyranny. And the sorrow that those who suffer because they will not bend to tyranny. We live in the desert, so we know that water is life. Water is sacred. It's life-sustaining. Let us take a moment to remember those in the desert right now that do not have water. They are struggling to cross the border. We pour water from this pitcher to symbolize that sacred struggle. It symbolizes the supplies left for those that do not have water by those who have compassion for them in their struggle. If you too have a joy or sorrow to share, we invite you to go to menti.com. You have a code on the screen. It's 14799056. If you put 59, oh, thank you. I don't know why, but I said it wrong. Thanks for that. And it showed me you were all reading. That's wonderful. You can go to menti.com on your device, or if you're at home on your computer, and you can put in your individual joy and sorrow so we can read it out loud and share it with you. If devices are not your thing, Brian Moon is right there. He's got his device locked, loaded, and ready for anyone that would like to type something in or to help you type it in. Those of us in person, we invite you to come forward now, making 2 lines, coming up 2 at a time to choose a rock to put in to symbolize your joy or sorrow. They make ripples of hope.
20 today. Sorrow. Incarcerated UU and Church of the Larger Fellowship member Brian Downey died January 29th while in custody of the Arizona State Prison here in Tucson. We mourn his passing and we say his name, Brian Downey. Thank you, Steve. Nancy Guthrie, well-being and homecoming. Nancy, we pray these are good things for you. I'm grateful to be here with my family, especially my grandson. Yay, grandson. I fondly remember Kristen Sawerski's math teacher and comedian. That is the best combination, number jokes. I am graduating this fall, and I'm looking forward to what's next. Congratulations, friend. Upset that whenever I read the news, something bad has happened. That's how they get us. Oh man, that constant state. Relationships are difficult. Period. End of story. We're done for today. That's today's whole sermon. Sorry for the great divide in our country. Also fear and pride for the place and people I'm from, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Friend, we pray for your people every day, and we know it is coming here. Sorry, not there today, but good news. Surgery will be very soon. Happy but nervous, but I am happy with myself again. I'm ready to be happy with myself again. Thank God for blessing me with another glorious day. Amen. And we will see you the next time you're back. On Friday the 13th, Michael and Roxy will celebrate 44 years of marriage. Congratulations, Mike and Roxy. Celebrating that even in these dark times, there is joy to be found in friends, community, and connection. Sounds like it could be the answer to why we come here this morning. And finally, praying for the light to shine in our home once more, hopeful for financial ease in the coming months ahead. Amen. With all of these things said and not said that are on our hearts today, please join me in a moment of contemplation or prayer, whatever is your word, with these words by poet John Rodell, a blessing for our flowering hearts. I stepped outside and the world had forgiven itself this morning. The snow was gone, but the silence stayed just long enough for the yawning daffodil to rise up like a whisper through the dirt. It was so bright that even its shadow was yellow. I put my cold hands over it like it was a campfire. I didn't know what to say to something that had died and come back softer. So I just stood there in the canary bird shade of this blooming holy flower, watching death bend the knee to new life. Suddenly, I felt myself rising up through my own direct that buried me long ago. And then it happened. The light found me, and it called me by my real name, unbreakable, unbreakable, unbreakable.
I'd like to test. Just leave me up, please. I'd like to invite you to all be bad bunnies and rise and sing. And what I'm referencing is that we are going to sing this next song in English and in Spanish. And I'm playing with the uproar over having a Spanish song sung in the NFL during halftime. Please rise as you are able to sing hymn 20 from our hymnal. It's also hymn 5 from our hymnal. We have a Spanish language hymnal as well. And we're going to sing the first 2 verses in English and Spanish and then land back in English. The words will be projected on the screen for those of you that don't want to hold two hymnals. And I am going to try to read them off my phone so I can follow along. Here we go. Be thou my vision, O God of my heart, not be all else to me save that thou art, thou my best thought, visión, nada te aparte de mi corazón, día y noche pienso en ti, y tu presencia es luz para mí. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word. I ever with thee, and thou with me, God. Thou my soul's shelter, thou my high tower. Raise thou my heavenward, O power of me, power. Sabiduría se tu de mi ser, quiero a tu lado mi senda correr, del alma abro mi torreón, a las alturas conduce mi Dios. Riches I need not, nor world's empty praise. Thou my inheritance, now and always. Thou and thou only first in my heart. Sovereign of heaven, my treasure thou art. Thank you. Please be seated.
So I stand up here as a Unitarian Universalist minister with a little confession. A few years ago, I almost became a Baha'i. I was on a quest searching for my spiritual home, and Baha'i is a very short trip from the Islam that I grew up in. But what really drew me in, especially to the congregation I was visiting, was the welcome that I received from the members of this particular community. The first time I attended a service, the whole community introduced themselves, not in a big group, one by one by one. I knew everybody by the end of it. And the first time they took me around the center, all the nooks and crannies, and told me what they did in each place. It was the equivalent of sitting with a loved one and sharing deepest secrets. I felt welcomed. Do you remember what your welcome here in this building felt like the first time you were here? Was it warm? Was it personal? What in your own heart told you after that first visit that you wanted to return again? And if this is your first time with us, and I know some of you are here with us for the first time, I invite you to let somebody know, somebody in the Welcome Center, an usher, a board member, me, know what it is like for you here today on your first visit with us. So now, thinking back to your first visit, hold all the reasons you chose this community, because, friends, I have a difficult question for us today. Here it is. Do we really mean it? Do we really mean it? Do we really mean the words of our opening hymn? Here we have gathered side by side, circle of kinship, come inside. May all who seek find a kindly word. Do we really mean the words of our chalice lighting? May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and welcoming multiple truths. Do we really mean it? Do we really mean our mission, striving to become as diverse as the blooms of the Sonoran Desert? Whoever you are, whoever you have been, we welcome you. Whoever you are becoming, we welcome you, and we invite you to bring your whole self. Do we really mean come, come, whomever you are? Or do we mean come whomever you are as long as you're willing to fit in and be more like us? Because radical welcome means that not only do we tolerate someone's presence here, but we encourage the contributions they will make in shaping and, yes, in changing our community. So today we're going to ask why, and in 2 weeks, we're going to ask how. So stick with me. Last week, C.B. Beale invited us to bear witness to each other's life experiences as a way to build trust and to know each other. This is the basis of radical welcome, of widening the circle, because only when we welcome people, when we invite people to bring their whole selves, will we truly be open to everyone. Another of our UU leaders and trainer with Transforming Hearts Collective, Alex Capitan, some of us have seen and heard of them over the pandemic especially, tells the story of joining the Boston Gay Men's Chorus in 2013. Now, Alex is a self-identified, quote, queer, gender fluid, flamboyantly masculine and feminine all at one time, neither here nor there. Mary Martin is Peter Pan, bow tie flashing, motorcycle riding, BOI boy. This is Alex Capitan, and Per writes that in trying out for the chorus, Per was very nervous. But the Boston Gay Men's Chorus, quote, wasn't expecting me. Alex writes, but they knew just what to do when I showed up. And years later, the leaders of the chorus continue to seek out barriers to my inclusion and to get rid of them, because they recognize that welcome isn't one and done. The shorthand that I have used for this idea is ramp before the wheelchair. If we want to welcome speakers who use mobility devices to speak from our pulpit, we need to have a pulpit people can access. A framework that comes out of the Episcopal Church to talk about this concept is the idea that there are three phases of welcome: invitation, incorporation, and incarceration. Stick with me. Stick with me. Yeah. Invitation, represented by the open door. This is, again, Alex Capitan's summary. The open door. Everyone's welcome, come in, but the expectation is that everyone who comes in will adapt the existing assumptions and norms for who we are and how things are done. If people can't assimilate, they eventually leave. Invitation. Incorporation, represented by the concept of inclusion and the desire for diversity without any real culture shift. So efforts are made to include marginalized people, like maybe an LGBT youth prom, or a yearly gospel service, or a monthly Spanish language potluck. But the larger structures of our community, the way we engage, our norms, remain unchanged. Meaning that sometimes we see a sort of revolving door of people with marginalized identities in particular, but they generally don't experience true belonging here. Incorporation. So mutual transformation, so as not to say any other words, mutual transformation or radical welcome, which is changing the body of our congregation, this is real welcome. This is about mutual relationships, this ability to be transformed by relationship. In radical welcome, we ensure that marginalized perspectives, values, and gifts influence the very core of who we are, that all people are a part of our community, see themselves fully reflected, and not only in our community, but in our leadership and in the culture we co-create together. Where's UUCT on this continuum? Invitation, incorporation, radical welcome? I would imagine that many of us have many different perspectives and opinions on that one. Now, here's the real question. Where do we want to be? And why? No, seriously, right? Why? Why would we want to strive to be as varied as the blooms of the Sonoran Desert? Why does it matter to us to have people of all ages, all abilities, all genders, all socioeconomic levels, all mental health and ability levels, and more? Why? What is our spiritual or philosophical grounding for being radical welcome? Why not just accept that some people will find us and some people won't, and some people will find us and not stay? Why do we care about the one lost sheep when 99 are already here? Right? Our Christian roots can answer some of that for us. We can look to the teachings of Jesus, who says, owe no one anything except to love one another, for the one who loves another has filled the law. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no wrong to a neighbor, therefore love is fulfilling the law. In our current contemporary evangelical siblings, there's a song going around by a gospel organization called The Invitation. And the chorus invites us to come join me at the feast. It goes on, there's a place at the table where your name is written down, and through the narrow door where unending love is found. Yes, there's a place at the table where the servant wears the crown, and he welcomes you through the door where you lay your burdens down. You can lay your burdens down, so come, lay your burdens down. I so much want to be accepted into a place where my name is written down. Somebody knows I'm coming, and they say, put your burdens down. That is beloved community for me. And we can certainly learn from this great teacher and the tradition that follows his lead, but what Unitarian Universalism works to do is to take that narrow door and widen it and make it bigger so that our door welcomes more and more and more people, and creation is welcome to that kind of safe and loving community. So I ask us again, what is our spiritual or philosophical grounding for being radically welcome? Is it our current values that we talk about every week? Interdependence, maybe it's pluralism, maybe it's justice or transformation, maybe it's generosity or equity. Maybe these are for many of us, or articulations of our aspirations we already have in our hearts, but even this is not a creed, right? No one signs a pledge to uphold pluralism or justice, and there's certainly no punishment for when we are less than perfect in that. And generally, Unitarian Universalists are more diverse in our beliefs than we are common in our beliefs. So why? What is our grounding, spiritual or philosophical grounding? What is your spiritual or philosophical grounding for being radically welcome when we know that this welcome will change us? Because welcome like this means that we will be changed. We will interact with and integrate ideas and ways of bringing and expressions of self which are fundamentally different from the ones that arrive here today. But you know what science tells us? Adaptation is survival. And in those moments when I imagine this reality that I could be a minority in my own home church, honestly, I feel afraid. This is one of the fear tactics that white supremacists use when talking about immigration. An influx of people from one region will change the nature of our country. Yes, friends, it will. Adaptation is survival. And bravery is moving forward not with fear, but despite fear. So let's be brave in this moment. Let's commit ourselves to be the radical welcome that includes being willing to be changed. Okay, but wait. You might be wondering, what about boundaries? Don't we talk about boundaries? Don't we talk about limits? Don't we talk about some behaviors and some beliefs that are not welcome here? Yes, of course. We're not talking about harm-causing behaviors like bullying and all the isms and phobias that violate the inherent worth and dignity of all individuals. That's not what we're talking about. There is a difference between harm and change, and sometimes change feels like harm, and our job is to figure out which is which. Radical hospitality, according to the UUA, says all are welcome, and we do that without restrictions. Sure, there's behavior that's not appropriate. Anything that harms the vulnerable and the not so vulnerable among us needs to be curbed. And that is actually a part of radical hospitality, because it says we value people enough to keep us all safe. And by limiting destructive behaviors, by limiting illegal activities, we are keeping us safe. So, if you are ready to take up this question, why radical hospitality, I hope you'll join me right here after worship today for an open discussion of that question. Thank you.
We don't sing this song very often, but it's one of my favorites from the Gray Hymnal. It's Now Let Us Sing. It's got two parts to it, a back and forth, and so I've asked Tom to join me, and he's going to sing one part. It's often sung with the lower voices, but I put an E in, which caused several people to groan because I wanted it as the foundation or the base as opposed to gendering it or whatever. Anyway, would you rise and sing as you are able? Now let us sing.
And besides,
Only 3 words change.
oh, you got me on?
Yeah, here we go. That's it. So, 1, a 2, a 1, 2.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the faith within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the faith within.
Lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice. Be not afraid.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the faith within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the hope within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the hope within.
Lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Sing to the power of the hope within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the love within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the love within.
Lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice. Be not
Now let
afraid.
us
Sing to the power of the love within.
Now let us sing.
Sorry. Yes, we can keep going. That's
One more verse.
Yeah, please be seated. Thank you so much.
I didn't want to stop singing. I wanted to keep on singing, but I guess we can't be here all day, so. All right. Well, as you may or may not know, most of you do, that one Sunday each month is designated as Share the Plate Sunday. On this Sunday, we give half of the non-pledge collection to the community, to organizations whose missions we support. Generosity is a spiritual practice, and Share the Plate is our expression. This month, it is Emerge Center. They're our Share the Plate recipient, and we have Elise Lopez here to tell you a little bit more about that. Come on up.
I think I'm shorter than you. It's okay. I run into this all the time.
No watch.
Look at that.
Yeah, is that better?
Love it. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very, very glad to be here. So my name's Elise Lopez. I'm the Vice President of Operations at Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse. And we are Southern Arizona's only provider of comprehensive services to address domestic violence in this community. Our mission is to provide opportunities to create, sustain, and celebrate a life free from abuse. And in that, we serve over 5,000 people every year in this community here in Southern Arizona. About 300 of them are children and young people that we serve directly. And our community need is significant. Our shelter, our services are always bursting at the seams with people seeking help. And at the same time, federal funding for these services has drastically reduced in the past year, especially. We have seen about a $2 million budget shortfall this year due to federal funding either going away, not being renewed, or having restrictions attached to it, such as not being able to serve trans folks or being required to turn over immigration status, things that we refuse to do because we serve people of all walks of life at Emerge, regardless of their identification, their immigration status, their sexual orientation, their gender. Our doors are open to all. Our values are love, safety, joy, innovation, responsibility and repair, and liberation. And that means we provide services that are comprehensive and that center the dignity and humanity of all survivors. So we have a 24-hour hotline that's available in all languages. We have emergency shelter services, rapid rehousing, community-based services, support groups, advocates who are stationed down at Tucson City Court so that anybody coming in seeking an order of protection has somebody who can walk them through that process with compassion. We have children's services, we have Spanish language services, all free of charge to people in our community. And so we're there with people on the worst days of their lives, and we also try to help people to have the best days of their lives as well, because we want people to be able to experience joy and celebrate a life free from abuse. So, you know, we are there helping people with orders of protection. We're there when families of missing or murdered Indigenous loved ones are being turned away by the system. We're there when people living in shelter are celebrating birthdays. We have baby showers and even mini quinceañeras, because life cycle events still matter, even when people are in the throes of crisis. And that is what we are here for, is to be able to provide those pathways to safety, healing, love, and joy for anybody experiencing abuse in our community. And we see a variety of folks from all walks of life. And we also provide services that a lot of domestic violence agencies choose not to. For example, we have services for people who have used abusive tactics in their relationships and want to change and understand themselves better and have safety in their relationships in the future. We provide services to people even if it's their 7th time going back to that relationship and then coming back and trying to get out again. We provide services to people who maybe aren't ready to leave yet for whatever reason, but need help with safety planning and figuring out what to do next. We hope that we can continue to be there for years to come. We just celebrated our 50th anniversary providing services in Tucson. And thank you so much. And so we are blessed to be able to provide those services, and your support and choosing us for Share the Plate this month means a lot. We do have a generous donor right now who just offered us a $500,000 dollar-for-dollar match. So every dollar that comes in right now to Emerge between now and June 30th, the impact is doubled. So we appreciate anything and every dollar that comes our way during this time. So thank you so much again for having us, and I'm happy as well to answer any questions about our services or what we do afterward as well. I'm happy to hang around for a few minutes. Thank you so much.
Half of the amount of all checks made out to UUCT that have Share the Plate written in the memo line, as well as half of all cash donations, will go to Emerge. If Share the Plate is not written in the check's memo line, it will not be included, so please be diligent. If you are joining us virtually, you can Send a check to the church office with Share the Plate in the memo line, or give online at uuctucson.org/donate. If you give online, please be sure to indicate Share the Plate in your donation line. This church is supported by the voluntary generosity of all who join with us. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and our shared values. The ushers will now receive your donations.
Good morning. My name is Janet Moore, and I am on your board of trustees. I am the VP of Finance. I want to invite everyone to social hour after the service in Goddard Hall, which is out the double doors behind you and to your left. There will be coffee, iced tea, lemonade, snacks, and good company. Social hour food and refreshments are free, and donations are, of course, appreciated. If you are new and want to stay in touch with us, you can fill out a guest information card in the Welcome Center in Goddard. You can also find a virtual guest information card in the newcomer section of our website. If you're interested in signing the membership book, join Reverend Jamili in the minister's study immediately after worship, squeezed between all the other things she's doing. And usually this also happens most first Sundays of the month. And if you have questions about membership, you can ask her or talk to our membership team. And as she mentioned before, there's the meeting on Radical Welcome here at 12:15. And the groovy announcement. Don't forget to join us for Flower Power 2026, our UUCT auction on February 14th at 5 p.m. Celebrate the spirit of the 60s, resistance, and leaning into our power. There'll be hearty appetizers, entertainment, a photo booth, and exciting silent and live auctions. Don't forget to wear your tie-dye. Tickets are on sale now. And finally, as a member of your board, I want to share that we would love to find a stewardship team leader. And come talk with me if you have questions on that or any other feedback for the board. I'll be in social hour.
We are grateful for the change we seek and awareness that we aren't complete. The journey's tough, together we're strong. We'll make this this church a place where all belong.
Friends, I have a story for us. I have a question for all of you, another question for those of you that have already been here. Can you think of something that you love that a lot of people turn their noses up at? I'll give you an example. This is for everybody. I love Brussels sprouts. I know. I know. See, not as a kid. I didn't like Brussels. Do any of our kids like Brussels sprouts? See, they have good palates. I didn't like them as a kid, but as an adult, I found a recipe that is, love Brussels sprouts. So, what is your food item that you love that lots of other people don't love? Anchovies, liver, pickles, spinach, asparagus, rhubarb. A lot of really pungent flavors, right? Kimchi, a lot of really strong flavors. Okay. So most things aren't for everyone. There are some things that you like and some things that you don't like, and life is just a process of figuring that all out, right? For example, I do not like to watch sports on TV, in person, whatever. And I have friends and family who do, and I imagine there's a lot of us that are going to do something important today, right? Maybe go watch Bad Bunny on the halftime show. Yeah, I've heard that's coming up today. Does anybody here enjoy watching sports or playing sports? What sports do we play or watch? Baseball, basketball, tennis, pickleball. I think that's the national sport of Tucson, right? Here at church, some of us love to sing, and a lot of people also like to sing, but not everyone does. Some of us just wait for the music to sing, or they only like to sing if they have a favorite hymn. Does anybody have a favorite hymn? What's your favorite hymn, Leila? Blue Boat Home. Oh, Let It Be a Dance. Do you all have a favorite hymn? Let It Be a Dance? Yeah? Say it loud. Spirit of Life. Oh, an oldie but goodie. Margaret? Many names. Brian knows it. For most all of us, there is something like this in your life, a thing that you like that most other people don't, that other people around you don't, and our congregation is like that too, and it's okay. Not everything is going to be for everyone. Why that's important isn't that everyone who comes by stays, but that the people who come by find something that they connect with, right? So as you've noticed, worship is never the same 2 weekends in a row, right? Sometimes it totally hits you, and it's exactly what you need in that week, and sometimes it's for your neighbor, and that's okay. So I have a friend who invited me to come over for a sports ball viewing event. And a friend of mine said, okay, what foods do you love? What kind of chair do you need? How can we make this really fun and exciting for you? And I said, it does not matter what you do. That sports ball game will not be something that I enjoy. And that is okay. And it's kind of like our church, right? Sometimes what we do is just not for you, and that's okay. Our goal is to make it as open and as welcome as we can for as many people. And sometimes it just won't hit the mark for you. So we are glad you were here with us today. Invite you back next week to see something totally and completely different, right, Tom? Oh, yeah. And then in 2 weeks when we talk again about Radical Welcome.
Would you rise as you were able and sing as tranquil streams? It's 145 in the gray hymnal. Words will be projected on the screen. As tranquil streams that meet and merge and flow as one to seek the sea, our kindred hearts and minds unite to build a church that shall be free from the bonds that
As we extinguish the chalice, this chalice flame, may the warmth of its light remain within us, guiding our steps and our hearts. Let us carry forward the strength of this community, the courage to speak the truth, and the hope that transformation is possible. In each breath we take, may we remember the work of love, justice, and healing is ours to continue, both here and beyond these walls. Go in peace, with the light of this gathering to illuminate your way.